Constipation. Doo-doo. Constipation. Doo-doo. Constipation. Constipation. You're right.
Back again.
With the Renegade Master. got there this time.
Yeah, not for
Not Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys like last time. Captain Tony.
Captain Caveman. Remember that?
Yeah.
Captain Caveman.
Like Cousin It from the Addams Family.
Yeah.
But with a club.
Excuse me.
You're right there.
Yeah.
There, mate.
Just get ready.
Need a minute.
Yeah. So hello everyone. Welcome back.
Hello.
Just kind of thinking
We've never said
we've
hello.
never said
Never.
who we are, where
No.
we're from. Is that
So we
Cilla Black?
tell them. So
Yeah.
we tell them.
What did you used to say?
Turnstile Podcast.
Mighty Turnstile Podcast.
No, we've never actually introduced it properly, have we? Apart from I think we did on episode 1 and 2, which
The lost
the
episode.
lost episodes. So it's just as well that we don't do it, really.
Yeah, there somewhere. Paranoid to make
Wiping
table.
dog shit on the table.
You're just scraping it on there. Yeah, so
So what are you going with there? Are you going to introduce yourself?
it's like, nah, it's all right. We'll just pass on that.
Let's put it up on the screen, don't we?
Yeah,
That Rafa Benitez.
yeah. I'm Turner. Do you know people that the amount of times? I mean, like at work and that. You've seen the list.
Anthony. Is it Anthony?
Is it Anthony? Is it hello Johnny? Always like. Do you know if you got?
Tony. Because you pronounce it funny.
Yeah, Turney. That's a weird first name.
Because that's how you say it.
Yeah,
Turney. My name's Turney.
but that list of names I had at work. Do you know all the different things are being called?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I've been called worse, but you know. What was it? Fergus, Stanley.
How are people getting to it?
They've probably got the attention span like me and just don't listen. Do you know when you meet people and it's like, oh, hi, I'm so-and-so, and yet...
Yeah, I've already forgotten I wasn't listening properly, but I can't ask you again because you've already told me, sorry. Yeah.
I went to a bar recently. And you know, when they come in, it's like, oh, we've got these specials on, we've got this and we've got that, blah, blah, blah. And you're like nodding, yeah.
I can see your lips move and I can hear the noise, but not a single word.
And then
going
sat
into my
down
brain.
and then it was like, I have no idea what they said. Do you know? It's like, no, I wasn't paying attention. So I had to go up and walk over to the bar and be like, excuse me, can you just go through that, them drinks offers again you had?
Yeah, sorry, I've completely forgotten.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to you in the slightest. So yeah, names here somewhere. But yeah. So today I wanted to actually talk about something that we're both very much...
You've actually come with a plan today.
Something that we enjoy, both kind of...
This could go anywhere.
Yeah. No, but gaming.
Gaming.
We both...
Not gay men.
Yeah, something we're both into. Yeah. Oh man, didn't think of that.
You have to pronounce that one.
Yeah.
properly.
Yeah. Yeah. My accent.
Yeah.
Gaming.
Magazine, video, computer games. Remember that magazine?
Do you know?
Computer
Game Men.
Game Men magazine.
Game Men magazine.
Yeah. Computer video games magazine. I think
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah. I do.
CVG.
Yes. CVG. Games Master had one.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Have I ever told you about when we had Games Master's phone number?
No.
As in Sir Patrick Moore.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Like we had Patrick, no word of a lie. So this lad who we knock about with, or used to, back in the day, he basically goes, "Oh, I've got Patrick Moore's phone number."
As you do.
And it's like, bollocks. It's like, no, yeah, gives you this number. It's a home phone number. It wasn't a mobile. And you're like, yeah, whatever. And then didn't think about it. And then we were all messing about up a mountain, basically. Went up Movama. And it was a dead clear night. So my mate goes, oh, let's give Patrick Moore a ring. See if he can tell us what to look out for and the stars and that. oh shit, yes. I nearly said the lad who gave us his number, gave us his phone number. Let's have a look. Like, bring it up, have a look. Rings. It's ringing. It's on loudspeaker, all like huddled around it like this. He's like, hello, like dead posh. Like, hello, is that Patrick Moore? Yes. Who it is? Who's this? Why are you calling me so late? Because obviously it was dark. It's late at night. Like, I'm like, oh, and your mate just goes, sorry, what it is, we're up a mountain in North Wales. Which way's the best way to look for stars? And he was like, oh, I don't appreciate you calling my home number, but tonight you should be able to see such and such and such. Told us, bless him. But yeah, his home phone number.
I was hoping as if he kicked off, it's like, please just say what to look out for.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He was like, he said like, I don't know. Like,
I'm surprised his big giant head didn't appear with the monocle.
Yeah, with that, the monocle and that thing on his head. Like Dustin Diamond. Was it Dustin Diamond? He used to present it? Not Dustin Diamond, that's thingy in it. Screech from Saved by the Bell is Dustin Diamond.
Oh, yeah.
Dominic Diamond.
Dominic Diamond, R.I.P. in peace. Screech, not Dominic Diamond.
Dominic Diamond.
No, he's still, I think he lives in Canada.
America, doesn't he? Or Canada, is it?
He's like a DJ.
Yeah, like a radio DJ, isn't he?
Yeah, I follow him on...
He's a cool guy, actually.
Yeah, I follow him on Twitter.
I think he was a journalist for a while as well.
Yeah. He's a Celtic fan as well, so he's often tweeting about... well, probably disgruntled like the rest of us.
I bet they're fun.
But yeah, he's for us of our age, like he was kind of the face of gaming.
Your Games Master,
Patrick Moore, Patrick Moore and Dominic Diamond.
Yeah, because do you remember like on Games Master when you used to go, like you used to get people on it, and it was all like CGI'd on it, like the world that they were in. And they'd be stood there going, hi, Games Master. I can't get past the final boss on such and such a game. And blah, blah. And he'd be like, oh, well, what you need to do is you need to hold down B and blah, blah, and like talk.
It's mad how they got him to do that.
Yeah. It's like Patrick Moore, like the Sky at Night.
Yeah.
Sir, he was a Sir at the time, I think.
Yeah. Like, he was very well respected. And
yeah, and then they've got him with a monocle on watching people do that level in Sonic in that half pipe thing.
Yeah.
You get the most rings and stuff like that. How have they pulled that one off?
I love the good old like 90s CGI. Like, was it Nightmare? With the
that was like 80s, 90s, early 90s, wasn't it?
Like, take
like
two steps forward and one step to the left. No, the left. No, your left.
Did anyone ever win it?
Huh?
Did anyone ever win that?
I don't know. Probably about as many people as that won Takeshi's Castle.
I've seen someone win Takeshi's Castle. Do you know what happens when they win?
And it's just some fireworks.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
I might have said this on the pod earlier, in an earlier episode. But yeah,
Wasn't it a weird fact? Like, there's more... What was it now? There was something... There was...
Like, more people have won Takeshi's Castle than have something...
Or something's happened more than people have won on there.
Right.
It was some... It's probably in our group chat somewhere. There's an obscure fact.
Yeah.
But... Yeah, going back to...
Games Master.
Yeah. Like, around that time, I mean, we would have still been pretty young then.
Yeah, we were primary school age, I would say.
Would you say... Because I know there were kind of games consoles. They were more like your Amigas, your Commodores, Spectrum. I actually had a Spectrum, and I broke it.
Well, that is a surprise. Was it in anger? Because you lost at a... football game, probably.
Oh, that is it Dizzy, the egg?
Oh, Dizzy the egg. Not many people remember that.
Yeah, and I probably got frustrated at that, and I just like proper hammer fisted the keyboard.
What was that on the Spectrum? Was that your first? First.
Yeah, the ZX Spectrum.
Sinclair.
He makes weird one-seater cars and games consoles.
My first was a Commodore 64 that we got. Second hand off someone my dad knows.
Is that floppy disks?
No, it was cassettes.
Yeah.
You put the cassette in for like Double Dragon or something.
And then did it sound like a modem?
Yeah, it go for ages. And then if the game come on, you'd done well, to be fair. But then I went into again second hand NES.
Yeah.
And that was when I started like playing consoles, which I've obviously done since, but like I had games that were like so hard. Like, those games were mad difficult.
It's like you go back, even, like, I got that remastered Crash Bandicoot on PlayStation. Yeah. And it's, sliding lower and lower. It's
infuriating.
Well, I broke a control pad, as mentioned on a previous pod. But I was like, how was I better than this when I was younger?
Do you think you were better, or do you think you just remember
probably
it more fondly?
Yeah.
Playing the same first 2 levels.
Yeah.
Every time you went.
And then that one where you're running towards the screen, you're like, I'm done.
Yeah. That one you run on Crash Bandicoot when you run towards the screen.
Your head can't take it in.
No, because it's like, I don't know what's going to come up here.
Left is right and right is left.
Yeah,
and forwards is back. And I'm like...
Yeah, it's horrible.
But, yeah, I do often think that, like, is it me just being older and not used to them? Or, I think games were harder back then. And also, as well, you didn't have a save function.
No.
If you're dead and you're out of lives, like, you're done.
You
start again.
Back to Monday on Paperboy.
Yeah. And...
That's a Thursday once.
I
never did.
Did you ever play... I had it on the Sega Game Gear. Did you ever play The Simpsons Bart versus the Space Mutants?
I remember it, but I never
got past the first level.
I never had a Game Gear to play it.
I think it might have been on Master System as well, because essentially Game Gear just was a Master System.
I didn't really do Sega. I was like Team Nintendo at that time.
But
I say that time.
Honestly,
still am. Switch.
It's I don't know. I met someone else and we got talking about it. I don't know who, and we both was like, "Oh, do you remember that game?" Like, "Oh yeah." Did you ever get past the first level? No. Did you? No. No one knew how to get past the first level.
There wasn't. Perhaps it's like, in Wayne's World when the arcade guy goes, and the thing is, you can never beat that level.
Well, it's like that. You go around on your little skateboard and you're spraying everything, and then you get to the end of the level and there's like a barrier, and you're like, "Oh, I think you have to spray paint everything," but I don't know. I never got past the first level. It's like on Sonic 2 on the Master System / Game Gear. I never got past the first level on that on Sonic because I didn't. It's like a crab boss thing, and I didn't know how to beat it. I still.
So you can't. Back then, you couldn't just go on YouTube.
No,
like a walkthrough.
It's like you're done.
Yeah, game over. So, Dr. Robotnik's one.
Yeah. So
became Dr. Eggman.
I don't like that.
They changed his name.
Is it because they just like they think kids can't pronounce it, or?
I genuinely have no idea. Because I remember
there's kids that are like, "Oh, Eggman, Dr. Eggman."
Someone
like,
talked
no.
about Dr. Eggman. I was like, "Fuck's Dr. Eggman? What are you on about?" Yeah. And then it's like, "No, him." I'm like, "Oh, right."
Yeah.
You mean Robotnik?
Yeah. Who?
Dr. Robotnik. I am the boss. But, yeah, I was Nintendo.
Yeah, so I had a Mega Drive, and that's where
accidentally press C on Streets of Rage, make the police come.
Yeah,
it's just one baddie.
Oh God, when you're playing, you've just used your special.
Yeah,
you just used your special.
You dick.
Yeah. That's where I got into like my first football game, and I know in a previous pod we kind of briefly mentioned gaming and kind of what football games we played as a kid. But for me, World Cup Italia 90 was like I played that. In fact, I got like emulators years later, and we used to play.
What were you playing it on? Was that on the Spectrum? Was it
Mega Drive?
Mega Drive.
Yeah.
Italia 90 was on the Mega Drive.
Yeah. It used to. You could get it in those, and there was like there was like columns.
Oh, columns and
I don't know. It might be Super Hang On or something
like that.
Yeah. And I used to play that. I had Super Kickoff.
I remember
I had that on. I think I had that on Game Gear. Oh, man, it was solid. It was very much. What's the top down?
Sensible Soccer. So hard.
Yeah.
I played it recently because there's a version on
Xbox. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's like 100 mile an hour. It's just like pinball. It's horrible.
Yeah. Like it's an iconic game, and I've played it over the years. But do you know when people are like, "Oh, that's like the best football game"? It's like it's not though.
It's not though, is it?
But every console I've had, generally, pretty much every console I've had, there'd be like a footy game that, it's my favourite sport. So
yeah.
But that, I think that might have been the only game, footy game, or maybe like a FIFA 95 or FIFA World Soccer.
94.
Oh no, that on SNES.
Where you run away from the ref.
Yeah.
You could choose which celebration the crowd did.
Yeah. But Mega Drive, the games that I used to... Obviously, you had your Sonic games and Chuck Rock.
Chuck Rock, I remember Chuck Rock.
Yeah, the little... Like a caveman?
Like a caveman, and he had like... Yeah, he had like a little grass skirt. Like, it looked like Tarzan.
Yeah. James Pond.
Oh my God, James Pond and Cool Spot.
Cool Spot, yeah.
Echo the Dolphin.
I couldn't get off the first level on that.
I don't know I didn't know there were levels. He's
just going...
Yeah, do a few somersaults.
Scream into a wall.
Yeah, and then just go, let's put something else on.
Yeah. Right, a game I used to love on the Mega Drive was Ren and Stimpy.
Mate, Ren and Stimpy and Earthworm Jim was some of my favourite.
Jim, yeah. I had that on
games.
N64.
Yeah, some of my absolute favourites.
Which is right here. Not Earthworm Jim. It's Paul Ince and Fabrizio Ravanelli.
Imagine if they remade Earthworm Jim, but it was Paul Ince.
With a bandage on his head.
Bandage on his head, yeah.
You could use it as like whoops.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Yeah, so the Ren and Stimpy game, and you could play as 2-player.
Yeah.
And you could use like
co-op thing.
Yeah, you could like use the other one character as like a weapon and throw them. And then there's like a level where, was that the one on Game Gear where you're on the back of Powder Toast Man? It didn't used to fly backwards.
It used to fly backwards.
Powder
Toast Man.
There's a level where you're in a wrestling ring, and you've basically not got to die or try not to die. And then there's one where you're like it's like a snot machine, it's like these snot bubbles, and you got to jump out before they pop.
There's a log themed.
Log. It's better than bad. It's good or something. I still love Ren and Stimpy.
It's fucking amazing.
When you look now, like the artwork of it is
so good.
Yeah. Like when they zoom in, it's all the little...
like the veins in their eyes and stuff like that.
I think it's the same animator that did, who went on to do SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, is it really?
Because there's parts in that. I mean, you've not seen it, have you?
I've not seen it.
And it zooms into like his face, and it's all like crusty and...
That's what they use the memes for and stuff.
Yeah, and so like just that alone, you like, I can see...
And I'm aware that there's loads and loads of like in-jokes and secret hidden things.
Yeah.
In SpongeBob. Yeah, I had when I first got really enjoying games with the SNES, because I had the NES and we played Mario on it. I had a game called, what was it called? I can't remember what it was, but it was like a jetpack guy, and you have to like press the button.
Like Space, Sega, Space Area.
Yeah, it was like. Not like Jetpack Joyride, the game for like...
Yeah.
But like you press it and you'd go... Well, I think it was called like Solar Jetman or something. And I couldn't get past the first level on that because I didn't really know what you did. But I'd have like Mario, like classic. But then SNES was when I was a bit older. So I was like primary school, going into high school sort of age.
Yeah.
And, I've like Super Mario Party. Was that what it was called? Mario All-Stars.
Yeah.
I think Party was on
N64
later. But yeah, I'd have like All-Stars and played all the way through all of them and actually finished them. And like, it's been mentioned on other podcasts about Mario 2 and how it was not actually built to be a Mario game. It was basically a skin of some other
game,
Japanese game, and that's why like Princess is playable in it because she was the mum in that game and whatever. And
it's a completely different game.
Yeah, and then for 3, they went back to
3's a good one.
3's the best one, I think. And I played that a lot. And then my favorite game of all time is Mario Kart on the SNES.
Do you know I within our family they still remember this. So in Mario 3. I used to kind of sing, like make lyrics to the songs, to the tunes, but it'd be like,
You're laughing because you can remember them, so you just need to come out and sing it now, don't you?
And it was called Constipation.
I need to hear this.
It comes out your bum. It comes out very hard. It comes out very slow. It is hard and stinks a lot. And then it'd be like constipation, 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 constipation.
There's the There's the Instagram clip.
Oh,
you've got a funny shade of pink.
I know. It's like I have to mention it, but it's also like, oh man, a fucking weapon.
Yeah,
special child.
Yeah, so my favourite game of all time across every single platform is the first Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I reckon I played that game more than any game I've ever played.
It's such fun.
That's what it was. It was just fun because
then they introduced the fucking blue shell. The blue shell.
Blue shell ruins everything, especially like because I've got a Switch and I play Mario Kart on that and I love it. It's amazing. I never really wanted a Switch particularly.
Yeah.
I kind of missed that old school kind of game
Where it's fun.
Yeah,
just like
playing for fun. And you know, I've got an Xbox and I play on it all the time. But I wanted something, and I had like a voucher or something, so I got it cheap. So I was just like, well, you could play. And like Mario Odyssey is an amazing game, so good. I haven't played Zelda, well, any of them to be honest. But is it Breath of the Wild? Is that the one? It's one like it's repeatedly said to be like the best game ever made and stuff. But I went back, you know, I started playing like Mario Kart again, and I was like, this is just so much fun. It's as much fun as I remember. Even though it's not a brand new one, it uses a lot of like the N64 and like the Wii tracks and stuff. But that first one, like, you know, pressing the shoulder button to jump, to slide around the corner or jump over an oil bar, it was just like, this is amazing. Because I've never really enjoyed racing games unless they are kart based, basically. Because there was another one on Xbox a while ago. There was like Sega All-Star, Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing. It's just Mario Kart with Sega characters.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot have done it as well, haven't they?
Yeah, that's right. Crash Team Racing.
There's a Shrek one.
Is there?
I think there's a phase where like every kind of franchise, be it movie or game,
had a racing game. Speaking of Shrek games, on the original Xbox, like the first, not the Xbox One. Just Xbox.
OG.
We used to play that quite a lot because it was the first one where you could like link up.
Yeah, we used to do that with
We'd have a free house, we'd play Halo 4v4, and but there was a game on it I think it was called Shrek Party.
Oh, so like off the back of Mario Party.
Yeah, but it was like a board game sort of thing, and you'd go around and you'd have different mini games, whatever they are, like catching bugs whatever. And basically, the whole point of the game was to collect bugs.
Yeah.
And whoever's got the most bugs or first whatever wins. But you could like steal off other people.
Yeah.
And you could like, or you could do something that make people lose theirs. Mate, the fights that caused.
That's like us with Mario Party.
Absolute friendship breaker.
Yeah. So like when the first Mario Party, they're on about 10 now.
Oh, yeah.
We rented it from Blockbuster, and
I miss renting games.
Yeah, and we'd stay at my mate's house and we'd play it, and because I think like with a lot of friends, if there is an opportunity to stab someone in the back whilst gaming, it gets done. Yeah. And Mario Party was just like that because you're fighting over coins and stars and because when you used to do the mini games, like you'd roll the dice, you go along. And then it'd be like, it could be a 2-on-2 or a 3-on-1 or, you know, everyone for themselves. It was, I mean,
Excuse me.
We used to, like, we'd play GoldenEye and.
Yeah.
There's, like, because my mate was so good at it and he just knew, it was his console. So he knew every map, like the back of his hand. You could be in a event and he knows where you are. And
yeah, because you could look at the other person's screen.
Yeah.
I kind of miss that.
But
screening.
The amount, and going back to a previous episode about me being a bad loser, but
definitely worth checking that one out.
But me being screwed over in a game, I remember losing my fucking shit because I got screwed over in a game of Anna Kournikovas Smash Court Tennis.
Wow, that's a name I've not heard for a long time.
Yeah, she's still with what's his face, Enrique Iglesias.
Yeah, I think so. They were married, weren't they?
Yeah, I think they're still together. But yeah, that it was like this game, and it's like with bombs because it was like it's a little Namco, someone that made and getting caught up everywhere. Yeah, getting screwed over. Wrestling games were always fun for that.
Yeah, I was going to say Bomberman.
Yeah,
For that. Especially in the later ones where once you were out, you could go around the outside. And,
Yeah.
like, chuck the bombs in.
But
wrestling games, for like...
Did you...
Because you can turn on your mate in a tag team match. And
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's just so funny.
Well, we used to... it's like... my favourite ones are still the N64. So WCW, NWO Revenge.
Yep.
The WrestleMania 2000 No Mercy. Them ones. Anyone that's played wrestling games, and certainly on the N64, they'd probably say they're the best. So much fun, but so much backstabbing. I remember like the SmackDown games as well on PlayStation were fun. Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell, yeah.
Putting someone through. Like you'd always gang up on one, and everyone's doing the finisher on you.
The thing is, if it was me and my group of friends, it would be you that we gang up on.
Yeah.
Because you're the one that would lose your head.
And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Because
you always pick on someone who's going to bite.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if I know, like, whoever it is, whatever group of friends it is, whether it's family, anything, if I know someone's going to react, I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Not if they're upset.
Yeah.
But if you know they can't help but bite.
Yeah.
Of course you do. So if I know that someone's going to kick off and throw the controller around the room if they lose, I'm 100%.
As a kid, I would bite at everything. Remember, like Adidas poppers?
Yep.
Well, I had the Nike ones as well.
Right.
And those poppers go right to the top.
They did, didn't they? Because Adidas ones stopped kind of halfway. It was like the top 2 or 3 weren't there?
And I remember, like, you used to run around.
Like ripping them up and that.
Luckily, it was in my mate's house, but my mate just running, he just came straight off and just did my undies.
Like
and rather than laugh, I just went fucking berserk.
So obviously they keep doing it.
Yeah. So then I stopped wearing them.
It's your own fault there.
Yeah.
Your own.
In fact,
demise.
I stormed off and went home and then came back in different trackies.
You took your ball, went home, popped it, and then come back.
Yeah.
Basically.
With the new ball.
With the new ball.
Yeah, but we used to, anything that we used to kind of, if you were all kind of going at each other, there was always backstabbing. But
oh yeah, we do it now.
Yeah.
We still do it now. Do you know what I mean? We'll purposely play Warzone and just stick a card in front of the door so they can't get out.
Yeah, bit like with the Sims, where you take the stairs
away,
swimming pool.
Yeah.
I'll put a fence around someone so they just shit themselves to death.
Walk in circles.
Pooing.
A
good multiplayer game. Did you ever play like International Track and Field?
Oh my god!
And you
break your thumb doing it.
Yeah, because everyone has a different.
Yeah, you put your thumb up your jumper so you can do it that way. Up your t-shirt.
I like kind of vibrate my hand like and do it that way.
I used to use a 2p and rub it on it so it go across. I heard someone I know used to use a marble. He had the world record, so it obviously worked.
Yeah.
And then you get someone who go, no, well, actually, you're supposed to use the same thing and try and do that.
Mm.
Yeah, but that's cool. Put your bottom.
Yeah.
Board, mate.
Yeah, you look at you. You haven't gone sub 4 seconds for 100 meters. What a loser! But it's funny watching people's faces. Yeah, everyone has that track and field face. I'm like I've had a stroke. I'm like, that was weird. Like, you just, if somebody has this on mute, yeah, that we actually, like, years later, my mate had a PS2, but because he could play PS1 games on, we went into Game Station when they were a thing, and we're like, in fact, I had to actually, where was it? Was that with you when we had to explain? Oh no, it was I was at my friend's house and explaining what a multi-tap was.
Oh yeah, making it 4-player.
Yeah, I think it was my mate's girlfriend, and she was like, "What's a multi-tap?" What do you mean? What's a
multi? And they all had memory cards.
Yeah.
As well.
So we went in because we were like, "Oh, I don't suppose you got a multi-tap, do you?" And they're like, "I don't know. We'll look in the back." And then they came out with like in like a little bag, just like, "Oh, we've got this one. Like, how much is it?" And it's like, "I don't know. Just have it." They just gave us a multi-tap, so we went home so we could all play on track and field. Swimming, where if you didn't hit triangle, some people used to just sprint and like just so they hit the
wall and then.
But if you got that triangle, I couldn't do the field events.
Called that where you do like a forward roll,
tumble.
That's it. You're forward roll.
I should know from my previous work experience.
Oh yeah, in a well-known
swimming brand.
Budgie smugglers.
Yeah, the field events I was always terrible at.
I wasn't too bad with them because it's more about your timing. Once you
Yeah.
get used to the timing to press it to release the javelin or
They brought
discus or
out,
whatever.
I think it was like International Track and Field 2000.
They
And you
did.
could do
Yeah.
rhythmic gymnastics and stuff in it.
Could you?
Yeah.
I know they brought out a Sonic and Sega version.
They're quite fun, actually.
Yeah.
This Olympics is the first one I've not actually had a Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Games.
Really? I can't remember the last one I played.
I had 2 on the Wii, and then I've got 1 on my 3DS.
Something in my eye. Don't say me finger. Have you ever
Um,
had a game with the that comes like you need an accessory to play it? Like not a controller. I mean like a gun, like Duck Hunt or
like Time Crisis
like
thing.
Time Crisis.
I did have a
Point Break was a brilliant one, but I didn't have that.
Point Break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have it, but then I got it copied. But my light gun didn't work with it.
Right, okay.
It needed like an official one or something.
Right.
Mine was like a Mad Catz one.
Yeah.
Which
Mad Cats, I remember Mad Cats.
Mad Catz are pretty like, you know, in the accessory world.
In the knockoff controllers.
But it did work with did you ever play the Die Hard Trilogy game?
Yes.
And number 2 was
number 2 in the airport was the
light gun.
Yeah,
So I used
yeah,
to play that all the time.
So good with a gun.
Yeah.
that. Because like on a controller it was alright. But like it was just mate, that Die Hard game was amazing.
Because you had like the first one, which was like a third player
It's
third
like
person
a
action,
third person going up the
action. Yeah.
Nakatomi Plaza.
The third one was a taxi driving.
Yes, and it was just like GTA before GTA was first person because you're just running people like Carmageddon.
Oh,
at the
God,
time.
Carmageddon, yeah.
That again was like
Used to play that
GTA.
on like PC.
GTA before GTA. Have you ever done much PC gaming?
Nah, not. Champ Manager and Football Managers, really.
Yeah.
Alright, it's us, the Turnstile 2. Just wanted to let you know about the podcast sponsor, which is Circa 88. Check out circa88football.com for your football shirt needs.
They've got loads in stock, shirts from all around the world, ones that are really hard to get hold of, like this Mexico 1999 shirt that was used only in
Confederations Cup.
It's lovely that, isn't it? And you can get 20% off. If you use the code Turnstile88 at the checkout, you'll get 20% off your order, and that's for everything on the site.
And also, if you give them a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Circa88Football, and again, don't forget to use that code Turnstile88 for your 20% off.
Thank you. Enjoy the show.
So I got this Napoli shirt here. That is, so when they went bust and they started from the bottom, now they're here. When they reformed, that was the shirt in their first season back.
Right, okay.
And
That's Serie D were they in?
Something like that, or C2, and they were the team that I took over, and I was like, right, I'm going to take them back. So I went on, I think it was Subside Sports, and they had that shirt. It was like the end of season sale, and I think I paid about, so when was this, like 2005? I paid like 25 quid for it. And it was because of like my I kind of fell in love with Napoli through through playing as them. But I've done that with plenty of teams throughout the years. I had good ones with Atletico Madrid. In fact, Champions Manager 1 or 2, I had a good save with them. So I have the shirt from that season, the season when they get promoted from Secunda up to the LA Liga. Boca Juniors, I think that Boca Juniors shirt I've got is from that season. I've just always, back then, I used to just buy the shirt from the team that I managed that season. So yeah,
I've never really done it.
Yeah.
I've never really played that many. I mean, I've played football games, but I've never been that into football games. I've always preferred first-person shooters. That's always been my like go-to. Genre.
I think,
and it still is.
Yeah, I think for me it's because like I tend to like pick up, play a few games, and then that might be me, or I think I don't have the attention span now to go. Do you know when you get those big long single player?
I haven't played a story mode in I don't know how long. I played one. I can't even remember what it was called. It was some indie game on Xbox Game Pass because it was free in it. and took me about 2.5 hours to complete.
Oh yeah.
It was one, I can't remember what it was called, but it was like a girl going back to the house she grew up in, but like,
Wasn't it pretty morbid?
yeah, like the little boy died and stuff, but you have to play the memory.
Yeah.
So it's like he's like on a swing, and all you can see is his feet, like going like that, and you have to press the buttons to make him swing, and then he kills himself by jumping off because there's a cliff. And like that's what it's made. I was playing it like, what is it? What am I? And then there's another one where like it's like a baby drowns in the bath, but you have to be the thing in the bath. It's mad. But that was like the last single player, and it only took about 2 hours, and it's only because I'd read about it being good, which it is, but it's not really.
If you're looking for a nice cheery,
yeah, it's not like I can't remember the last. I mean, like I play a lot of Call of Duty and Battlefield and that sort of thing, and I can't remember the last story mode I played. I can tell you when it would have been, but I can't. I think it might have been the first Black Ops game. It was about then. It was basically because I moved house and didn't have the internet.
Yeah,
So
it's amazing how that happens nowadays. If you don't have the internet, like I when I was like moving from one place to another, and you look at a game that you bought and never played, and like, I'll do that. I did that on 360. There's like some games when I had about 2 weeks.
On 360, yeah.
And
I think I might have played against bots.
Yeah,
like not just calling shit people bots, but like actual bots.
Bots are better than me.
Yeah, true. How come you don't play first-person shooters? Is it because
you get angry at that?
You get angry at that.
I'm not very
Maybe
good.
You get angry at sports games. Then.
Yeah, it's because it's my reaction times. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't sink in.
It is an acquired thing, I think.
Yeah,
I think
I'm not alert enough to see what's going on. I'm very single.
I'm by no means great at it. Oh god, my stomach's rumbling here. Can you hear that through the mic? I hope that goes onto the podcast.
Yeah,
nice. I'm not like great by any means, but I'm better at those games than any other games that I play. I think it just becomes instinct because you just keep playing it and keep playing it, and you get quite good at it. But I think that's because like with sports games, if it's a sport I know, I get frustrated that it doesn't play like how I want it to. Yeah. So if I play FIFA or Pro Evo, it doesn't feel like I'm playing. We've said this before.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like I'm playing football. It feels like I'm playing a game that is a football game. But when it comes to other sports, I don't know much about them. I quite enjoy the NHL games. I do enjoy them, and I've played them quite a bit. But a lot of other games I don't really care about. I don't care. I don't watch NFL, so NFL doesn't interest me. NBA, I'm not asked like about playing them. I quite liked that one we played.
Is it Underground? The street one?
Street one, yeah, where it's like 2-on-2.
Yeah.
Like it's all, but that's because it's like all cartoony. It's very quick.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not playing point guard or anything. You've got two people doing 10 somersaults and a slam dunk and all that sort of stuff. And I could play that for like an hour or two, and then I'll turn it off and play something else. But I can't.
Yeah.
Because I remember you telling me about like the NBA 2K game was like $1.99 on Switch. So I was like, oh, £2, I'll get it. And then if I'm on a train journey or whatever, I might play that. I've not even turned it on since I got it.
Yeah, for me, like, so just kind of going back the years, so I mentioned in the NBA 2K games, playing that game, NBA 2K, the original.
In 2K.
2K.
2K00.
I was at my mate's house and his brother had a Sega Dreamcast, and it was the first time I played one, and he had Crazy Taxi.
Classic game.
And he had NBA 2K. And as someone that grew up like in basketball, and I played this game, and at the time I was like, this is mental. This is like real life. This is the greatest sports game I've ever played in my and I had to get a Dreamcast. And I think for like Christmas I got a Sega Dreamcast, and I just remember like that console for me is so underrated. There's so many good games. Like, I was addicted to virtual tennis to the point where I had the letter A imprinted on my hand. There was...
Did you play 18-wheeler?
18-wheeler is an absolute classic.
I remember that because I went round to my mate's a few years ago, whenever it was, and he's like, yeah, come round. And I've dug the Dreamcast out my mum's attic. So I was like, sound. And that's what we played, 18-wheeler. It's well hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Proper difficult.
To try and get them checkpoints.
Yeah, because it's an arcade game. Yeah. A lot of Sega games are, aren't they? But
and that's why, for me, someone, apart from Shenmue, that took up a lot of time and almost cost me my GCSEs, like, they were very much pick up and play.
Yeah. I've always been more like that. I don't, like, I think the only really big game I ever finished that's a solo thingy was Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. Oh, that was so huge at the time.
It was massive, wasn't it? And I enjoyed it, but there's no way I could have done it without cheating. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you have to go against Revolver Ocelot,
switching memory cards.
Switch memory cards. And I was like, how the fuck do you ever think of doing that? It's only because I read it in a magazine.
Yeah.
Or someone told me or something. And I was like...
You just get them books, them cheat books.
Walkthrough books. I used to get those cartridges.
Oh, you could ring up. There was a number.
It's a number. Yeah. I never rang it because it was like £4 a minute.
Yeah.
But like...
It was cheaper to ring, like, Babe Station.
Yeah. Sorry, can you just get your boobs out and tell me how to beat Revolver Ocelot on Metal Gear Solid?
Do you know I kicked off at
Kicked off at Babe Station?
It was HMRC. Kicked off at HMRC because it cost me a fortune to get through to them to then hang up on me.
Right.
And I couldn't get in touch with them. I think I might have tweeted them or something like that. And I was like, it's cost me... they were charging me £1.50 a minute. And I basically said, for that money, I could have rung Babe Station and actually got through to someone. And they sent me a cheque for 30 quid.
You get through to, like, some porn star. Can you just help me with me
tax
return?
Yeah, is my tax
code
right?
correct? Does this sound right to you? It ends in an L.
I think I'm getting emergency taxed here.
Have you ever phoned Babe Station?
No, but my mates did. Round at my friend's house.
Yeah, it's when you got to do it.
And they racked up about, which to be fair, it's not hard to rack up. Like, it was either 50 or 100 quid on their. So when the parents got the phone bill.
So they rang from the house phone.
Rung
that's a schoolboy error.
Well, my house,
parents' house.
My housemate, my mate didn't know that they were ringing them from his house.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't him. So he obviously went mad when he found out because his parents went mad at him.
Yeah, well, they would do, yeah.
And what did they ask? To do a shout out like, we love Bob Holly, like, Hardcore Holly the wrestler.
We used to always, like, it used to be when mates' parents would be on holiday and stuff, you'd go around.
Yeah.
But we did it. My mate fell asleep, so we got his phone and we found, like, the mature channel, whatever it's called, and phoned it. And you have to, it's like, press 1 to speak to her. She was on a cut, so for a start we had to listen to some guy pulling his plonker, talking to this old girl, bless her. But then when we got through, my mate was still asleep because we were doing it quietly. But he fell asleep in front of his big, massive telly. And then we were like, "Oh, Chris, wake up, quick. He's like, whoa, like, your mum's on the phone, she's phoning you from abroad, something's happened." He's like, what, hello? And it was this old girl on the telly going, "You all right, love? What do you want me to do?" And he was like, what? So, "Oh, you fucking prick." And then he just moaned then that all he got was texts, like, phone, big boobed, mature, 60s and that, like, marketing ones. Yeah. And we phoned one time because the woman on it, again, an older lady, was the live model from the college where everyone did art. And everyone knew her and was like, "Yeah, that's..." I can't remember what her name was. Whatever name her real name was, wasn't what she was using. On the telly. So they phoned it, like, I can't remember what her name was. Say like Janice or something. And they'd be like, "Hiya, Janice." She's like, "How do you know that?" Like, "Oh, I go to insert college here."
Yeah.
And so that was the other one. But what I used to do with me, have I told you my stories, my Babe Station prank stories? Not pranks really, but
no.
When I stayed at my mate, Andy, he won't mind me saying this. Basically, his mum and dad used to go away quite a lot. His dad worked abroad. Yeah. And his mum used to go out quite a lot abroad. So we'd always be at his house. And I used to say we were going, I'd stay at his for like 3 days, like Friday to Sunday. And the Saturday we were going out for the night. What I would do would be set the reminder to record like Babe Station channel, but for like 12 hours.
Yeah, so fill up
So it'd fill up their thing. So when his mum and dad had come back off holiday, like 3 weeks down the line, they're like, why is this full? What's on it? And it just looks like they're like going mad at him because they've got like 48 hours of boobs.
You know
recorded.
My mate did. So the same person's house, the one where they'd called Babe Station from, like he'd go up to my mate's bedroom, put porn on his computer, because he'd have his headphones plugged in, if you know what I mean.
All right, yeah.
Unplug it, but he'd be downstairs, so he'd turn the volume up, unplug the headphones, and then just like let it play.
Playing.
So his mum's got to go in and turn it off.
That reminds me of the other prank I was going to tell you about. So when I still lived back at home, and my brother did, Tommy. Have I told you this? I have, haven't I? So basically, he's a dead heavy sleeper. And my mum and dad aren't. They're like really, really light sleepers. So, and I did this quite a few times. I'd go into his room and I'd put Babe Station on and I'd like hide the remote or take the battery out or whatever. And then I'd leave the door like half open.
Yeah.
This would be at like 2-3 in the morning or something. And then I'd go to the toilet. And like normally when you go to the toilet in the night, boys, we aim for the porcelain rather than the water to try and be quiet. So I'd be like, right, I'm going to try and turbo piss into the water and make it splash as loud as I can. And then I'd be like, flush it in the chick and bang, like hammering it down. And then like pull the light switch and then let go so that it flings up and bounces off the tiled wall and everything. Make as much noise as I can.
So parents wake up.
So my mum and dad wake up. And then I'd go and get in bed and then I'd be like lying there. And then I can hear their door go and I can hear my mum get up. And then she'd go to the toilet. But then obviously, because his door's open, the light coming through. Like bright pink or blue light or whatever. And she'd go in and be like, oh, not again. And he wakes up going like, what? Doesn't know where he is. Trying to turn the telly off, but obviously I've taken the battery out and I'm lying in bed laughing my head off. Yeah, that's a right trick for you, that one. I used to love doing that. It was so funny. I've done it so many times as well. I but I emailed in a way more popular podcast than ours about that story.
Yeah.
And
you're from about this way.
Not quite this far. It's not this one. It's another one that's been really, really well. And they said, like, one of them was like, oh, that's brilliant, blah, blah, blah. But then the other comedian was like, well, is his mum his mum must know that teenage boys, like, watch porn and that. And it's like, yeah, but they don't want to walk in on it.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they don't want to walk in on it, their son falling asleep watching Babe Station or whatever. It was on Freeview, whatever the Freeview like was. I don't know if it was called Babe Station or something. But when you flick through the telly, it gets like adult section.
Yeah,
but that's like right next to like Radio 1.
Yeah,
and like
you literally go one
it's
more.
Like CBBC and then Bluey's and then radio. It's like, what? But yeah, and that was the other thing I used to do. But sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. You having to walk in on Tommy.
Yeah.
Thinking he's falling asleep, pulling his blanket. But really, it's been me setting it up. I'd still do that these days, and I reckon I could still get away with it if we still lived in the same house. Because he doesn't learn, and neither does my mum. Still think it was right, but it's just, honest to God, just hearing the panic in his voice when he woke. Because you've just woken up and you don't know what's going on, do you? Because he's a heavy sleeper.
Yeah.
But obviously, you've got tits on the telly, your mum's shouting at you, trying to find the remote. Well, funny, proper funny. Yeah, we got onto that from computer games, but Duck Hunt.
Yeah, Duck Hunt. Yeah,
I had the going back to games because I asked about accessories earlier, and I'm not conscious of the time. Not many people had it. I had the bazooka thing for the SNES.
Yeah,
and it had like an eyepiece, and you had to put it on your shoulder, and it was all right.
We had the bongos on the GameCube.
Was that for Donkey Kong? Was it
Donkey Konga?
Donkey Konga.
Then you play the bongos.
I'll tell you what I did have that not many people had, but it was way more fun. So you had Guitar Hero.
Did you have DJ?
quality.
Do you know, I was at Car Boot
So
recently
good.
and someone was selling that and I almost
Mate,
bought it.
So good. I think it's only on 360 in it.
Yeah. Still got mine.
Have you?
Yeah.
Mate, honestly, genuinely, dead good fun.
Yeah.
Because you have to like use the crossfader and all that. And it's not
Yeah.
like real DJing, obviously, but it's closer to real DJing than Guitar Hero is to playing a guitar.
Yeah.
It was genuinely dead good fun.
Yeah. Do you know the ultimate gaming accessory for the fishing rod for Sega Bass Fishing?
Sega Bass Fishing. Oh my god, I never had it.
Their controllers.
What?
If you played Sonic the Hedgehog, because they had is it VMUs that used to plug in the memory cards,
Yeah.
and it was a little Tamagotchi.
Oh really?
So do you know in Sonic when you like kill a baddie and there's like a little animal?
Yeah.
And you can take those animals and release them on Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. You could release them into this little world.
No way.
And then you could kind of feed the animals to your little, I think, what were they called? I can't remember these little creatures. Thinking chocobos, but that's Final Fantasy, innit? And you used to feed them, so like all of a sudden, like mine would have like gorilla arms and stuff like that, and you could like do races and bits and bobs. But if you took it out, you could literally like just feed it and do bits and bobs because it had a little D-pad and A and B.
I remember it having that little gap in the middle.
But it was quite a cool feature. Probably dead expensive and one of many reasons why they went bust. But the other thing with Dreamcast, and like I said, the sports games, so NBA, virtual tennis, that's where like the whole like NHL 2K, NBA, NFL, like they had a lot of good games, but they had no good footy games. It came with UEFA Striker, mine. I think I might have mentioned it recently to you. I put it in the chat where when I said there's not many games where you have a defender
On the front cover.
yeah, because it's Thuram.
Thuram, is it?
Was it Stefan Effenberg and Dwight York?
All the big names.
All the big names. Harvey Price's dad. Then there was UEFA Dream Soccer. Yeah. What else?
What was Adidas Power Soccer on? Was that
PlayStation.
PlayStation?
Oh, do you know? I used to play Virtual Striker.
Remember
That was a proper arcade game.
Yeah, it was. It used to be in. I remember in the arcade, it was in like a white
Yeah.
thing, so you could play 4-player in the arcade.
Do you remember?
Remember the arcade game where you kick the ball?
I was just about to say that.
I thought.
And do you know if you didn't pay for it, like in say
you kick it and
you
it
kicked
just
it-
doesn't move.
well, the ball doesn't move, but then there's a big giant ball that would come up to the screen and go dunk dunk dunk. Like
What?
yeah, it would knock on the screen like with this weird creepy face. But there's a funny story actually. So when I think my mates went to like Magaluf or someplace, I think this is what happened. Because I was in America at the time. They wanted me to go on that holiday, but I think I chose the right one. They went on one of those like football like kicking machines, and my mate broke his foot on it.
On the kicking machine.
On the kicking machine. I don't
Sure,
know.
it wasn't Magaluf because they've got like big concrete things in the street. that
No,
people
yeah.
have definitely broken.
No,
foot kicking.
he broke his foot on this. So he was footing. He's like by the pool with a cast on his leg.
Oh my god!
Wow. And I remember being on a ferry on a school trip. We were going skiing, but obviously schools don't pay for flights. It's a 30-hour bus ride. And I remember being on the ferry and playing the kind of that game, and because of my rangy legs, remember like
cracking
booting
your shin on the thing.
on the crossbar, yeah, cracking my shin on there, yeah. But yeah, we used to, because there was one. I used to love it, and it was like a first-person footy game, and you could like just take little touches with the ball, kick it a bit,
That Pepsi advert.
and I don't know.
Was it Pepsi? But it was a first person.
Oh, Nike, wasn't it?
Nike it was.
Yeah, with the Eagles of Death Metal.
That's it, yeah.
Playing, and yeah, you could like pass it and shoot like with this ball. Like it was.
That's cool.
Yeah, I put many a pound in that. Because obviously growing up by a seaside town.
Of course, yeah. See, we didn't really have anywhere. There was like the bowling alley had like an arcade bit, and that was pretty much it. I remember the video shop got in a Street Fighter one, which was quite cool.
Yeah.
But then it went bust, so they closed. Shout out the Thornfield video. But R.I.P. in peace. But like, yeah, and we went to the bowling alley because that had like the arcade. But that had like your classics, like your Time Crisis.
Yeah.
House of the Dead, which is quality. They've got one now that's like I don't know what it is. It's like a jungle 4x4 that you sit in and that sort of stuff. But it had, I mean, like if you go to those places now, it still has those like shit motorbike ones.
Yeah.
That you lean on and then you always get some plank falling off it and that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I haven't really played an arcade game in years.
No, neither have I. They were always fun, but like they're just dead expensive now.
Oh, Rambo when we played.
Yeah, we played Rambo. There's a Mario Kart arcade machine.
There is. I've seen somebody I know playing on it recently. I can't remember who, but they played on it. Actually, I saw on their Instagram stuff.
Yeah, there's one here.
It's quite cool.
Well, not here. I mean Sheffield.
Is there?
Yeah, it's entertainment.
Oh, I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah.
Make a video of it.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll
should we end it there?
We'll end it there because the memory card is pretty much gonna.
We've both been. If you're watching it and you see us looking down constantly,
we have a minute left before this.
Yeah, not even that. I don't think.
Well, it says 2 minutes, but
I can't see that.
Yeah. So sorry to end it so soon.
We should, I think, end with like a Sopranos ending and just